It's a bit of testing today with two separate ARs, my HBAR Match Sporter and my M Forgery. And the reason for all this testing today is that this M Forgery, with its 14.5-inch barrel, is not particularly fond of some of my 55 grain bullets, so I'm switching to 62s. It's a 1 in 7 twist barrel, so 62s do make sense. It shoots well with the Hornady 55 grain bullet, but some of the others I've tried, including the Bob's bulk bullet, it doesn't particularly like it. So what I wanted to do is to keep a 62 grain load regulated with the Matek in the back and the standard sight tower in the front, kind of match the velocities as close as I can to the 855. So I grabbed a couple boxes of 855, figured I'd chrono it and make something that's pretty close. I looked at the specs for the 855 and it's like 3,000 feet per second at something like 84 feet. I'll have to look at it again, but probably, around 25 yards, 25 meters, they're looking at 3,000 feet per second. But I've got my chronograph set up here at 15 feet from the muzzle. That'll give me a pretty good indication. I'll run some through the H-bar for the 20-inch barrel to see what the velocities of the 855 really are, and I'll run some through the M Forgery here and see what we get there with the 14.5-inch barrel with the pinned and welded suppressor adapter. And then I brought along some of the 62 grain ammo that I shoot in the H-bar for when I'm fooling around shooting targets with it. This is the 62 grain Hornady full metal jacket, and it's CFE 223, 26 grains. It's not all that warm. I'm guessing that the 855 will be a little faster, but this will give me a little bit of a baseline of what the Hornady bullet is doing too. I don't think I've ever chronoed these. It's going to be different brass. This is federal brass. I don't know what brass I will designate for this rifle if I make a load that's specifically crafted to match the 855 in this barrel. I've got a lot of different choices of 223 brass, 5.56 brass that I can fool around with, but let's run some through the HBAR Match Sporter first, get a baseline velocity, and then move on from there. Short magazines today. Shooting off the bench, the short magazines just work better. Standard issue 855 green tip. Do have to get them all the way back in the magazine. That's better. I have had some feeding issues with these ASC 10-round magazines in the M Forgery. This H-bar has typically fed from them well. I guess we'll find out today if the rifles are going to behave or not. Have the target down there at 25 yards. I did put up a target camera. I'm not so much worried about the groups today. I suppose comparing the point of impact will be interesting between the rifles and between the ammunition. So I don't know where these 855s are going to impact, but we'll take a look. We got the Chromebook over here with the Chronograph software. I did start a new group. We'll start with the H-bar and the real 855 and see what we got. Okay. I think that view's okay. I'm gonna go for the top left target. I say I don't know what we'll get here, but we'll give it a try. That's pretty much what I expected for near the muzzle, around 3,100 feet per second. I suppose 5 is probably enough. we'll just go ahead and set these aside and repurpose them for the other rifle. I was going to shoot 10, but 3100 is just about what I expected. I can't see the group down there, so I'll have to wait until I review the footage to know what I got, but I think I can see one shot below the bullseye. The target camera will show what I've got there. So around 3,100 feet per second. I hit start on that, but it did not pick that up on my chronograph. So we do know it was around 3,100. So looks to me that the Chromebook here did not. It shows that it's must be the microphone jack isn't working. I don't feel like fooling with trying to troubleshoot that. I think what I'm going to do is walk over to the van and grab my I'll grab my Android and I'll plug this in because I'm filming with the iPhone, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we'll take the Chromebook out of this picture. That was a failure. That was the first time I tried to chrono anything with the software running on there. I apparently have some setup issues that I'll have to resolve, but I do have the software on this device. Chronograph, we'll plug this in. Talk to my assistant on headphones. No thank you. Okay, Chronograph, there we are. New group. And we'll put on that one 855 HBAR. Okay. All right, let's hope this goes better. I will hit the start button. And I guess we'll just shoot another group of 5 from the HBAR. I'll shoot them at the same upper left target, and I'll see what happens. Okay, well there, took us 10 to get 5. Gee, I don't know if I was looking at those numbers or not, but I should have looked back at this thing. I hit start and it did not record those either. Save the group. Well, is there something goofy with my wire? It says the chrono's connected, but it's not recording any of these shots. I do know they were pretty much around 3,100 feet per second, so I guess I can rely on that. Wow, there's always technical difficulties. I did this exactly the way I always do it, and it still didn't work. Okay, says it's not plugged in. Says it is plugged in. State uninitialized. What in the heck does that mean? Okay, well, let's go cycle the chronograph. Well, I guess that'll teach me to not look and see if the chronograph is reading when I'm shooting my groups. Doesn't say not initialized anymore, so. I don't know if I should waste my time on the thing anymore or just write down the numbers. Well, let's just move on. So what I'll do next is I'll shoot 5 of my 62 grain loads and see what they chrono at compared to the roughly 3100. I will go ahead and see if I can make this work. 26.0. Done. Start. Okay. If it records them, it records them. I'll get a notepad instead. It's pretty tough to beat a pen and pencil, pen and paper. Okay, well, got all 10 of those back. That's good news. All right. Oh, what the heck? Let's go ahead and run 5 more in this rifle. And if it doesn't record them, we'll write them down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's never a dull moment when you do this stuff on camera. I don't know how many times I've used the Chronograph with all of these devices other than the Chromebook, and it's always worked. But when you set up and do a video, if it's gonna fail, it's gonna fail. Okay, so here we are, HBAR 855, and we'll write down our numbers. And again, we'll use the same upper left target. Nope, it didn't record it, so we'll just do it manually. 3050. $31.50. $31.18. $30.84. $31.85. Okay, so then we'll look at the 26.0 load next. I'll grab that brass. At least it's throwing the brass in a predictable manner. So I got 5 rounds of that left for the other rifle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Uh-oh, there's still one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I thought I had them all. Seems as though it just takes me twice to count correctly. All right, so let's put 5 of these in the magazine. Once again, this is the Hornady inexpensive 62 grain full metal jacket. There's 5, and it's 26 grains of CFE 223. It's seated basically to magazine length. This is these were some bulk primers that I picked up at some point in time. I believe that the primers are CCIs, the standard small rifles. They were just bulk packed. So let's see how these do. And I'll move to the top right target. Wow, those are just as fast. I didn't think they were. 31.85. So maybe my testing is already done since the velocities are more or less the same. That's a repeat. That's probably an error. The sun is starting to go down. Okay, I don't think we're getting good readings because that's not picking that up. I think what I will do is move my chronograph to the right just a little bit. I'm not shooting exactly right over the top of it. Let's see if in this challenging light, if we can get a reading. We may have to live with only one reading. Okay, I moved that to the right just a little bit. We'll see if that helps. If not, we're in trouble. I think I went a little too much. I'll move it back just a smidgen. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Hopefully that'll pick up. Yep, got a reading there, 29.37. And 29.78. $29.72. Those last three are certainly more indicative of where I thought that ammo was going to shoot. I didn't think it would be all of the 3100. I figured it would be between 2900 and 3000. The 3185 at the top, I'm not sure. I have so little confidence in that number that I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more. to maybe replace those two that were repeats. I don't trust them. .29-33, that's more trustworthy, I think. .29-58. So I think those first two, the 3185s, I don't think those are valid. I'm going to kind of circle those and call them questionable, and we'll stick with the 2937, 2978, 2958, 2972, and 2933. And we'll go from there. The rifle's clear. Let's pick the brass up real quick so we don't lose it. Okay, there's our 7 pieces of brass. This HBAR treats me pretty well. It's landing the ammo in pretty consistent little pile out there. So, looks pretty good. Huh, I thought there were 20 rounds in that. Maybe there was only 19. It says 20. Did I shoot? How many did I shoot? Oh, yeah, there is another piece of brass out there. I shot 8. I think there was a third 2985 there that I didn't write down, was my 8th piece of brass. Okay, I think our work is done with the HBAR. Let's go ahead and get the M forgery out and see how it does. Put this one over here in the rack. This one's a little bit harder to shoot off the bench with the carbine stock. You guys have seen this before. It's a built-up M forgery that I did myself. It's an Anderson upper and lower, 14.5-inch surplus barrel. It was brand new. I got it from a vendor that had bought out a surplus supply of them. It's a 1-in-7 chrome lined. It's a real M4 replacement barrel. Pinned and welded GSL technology suppressor adapter. It's got a Maytech on it from my brother. Other than that, it's pretty much standard parts. It's a palmetto buttstock that I had laying around in the pile. A set of GG&G sling adapters, typical carbine setup with the Viking tactical sling from one of my brother's friends. My brother served with the Viking tactical guys, so that's pretty cool. And let's run the 855s in the M forgery. And let's hope that they run fine out of the 10-shot magazine that has given me some challenge in the past in this rifle. Whew, the sun goes behind the tree there and it starts to get a little cool. Okay, there's 5. All right, we got one chambered up, and let's see what happens. The other thing I didn't mention, this has a is it Osprey defense. This is a external piston Osprey defense setup. It's on a carbine length, so a little bit different setup. I'll go for the lower left, and I am set on the right thing for 25 yards. And that. Is that not closed all the way? It's acting like it's not liking this magazine again. Let's see what it did to that round. Yeah, I have had problems with this magazine and this rifle before. They're clear in the front. I think it went that time. How bad did I flinch when that didn't fire? definitely louder. 29.56. $29.54. Yeah, it's showing a skid on the brass. That I've not been pleased with those magazines. Maybe I need to change the follower. I put Magpul followers on them, anti-tilts, and maybe that's part of the problem. I shot at the wrong circle, probably. So the target camera footage may not be good. I think I might have shot at the upper one instead of the lower one. I'll shoot at lower left like I'm supposed to now. $29.75. Felt a little bit of a slow closure at the end there. I think it's in battery, but I'm not sure. $29.22. Whew, it's starting to get a little chilly out here. And, you know, I didn't see that the camera fell down. This video is a mess. And my ink pen's starting to run out of ink too. So, boy, I tell you, this is just one of those videos that I wonder, how long has that camera been face down there? My, oh my. Okay, there's 5 of those and it's clear. Last one, $29.39. And I'm gonna have to go to the van and find another pen. Man. Okay, $29.39 with a pen that writes. Oh, this video is a train wreck. This one may not get posted. It's a lot of weirdness here, but if I get 5 more shots out of this to compare my data. There's never a dull moment when you try to do this stuff on camera. Okay, that's end forgery with the 855, and now we're going to do it with the 26.0 of the CFE 223 and the Hornady 62 grain bullet. Maybe we can get through these 5 shots with no anomalies. Okay, let's try it. I think the next thing that we'll find out is that the target camera is not recording. All right, hey, I'm having fun anyway. I can laugh at it. We're going for the lower right target. Lower right target. And that one did not go into battery either. Yep, this rifle and this magazine just are not friends. I may have to mortar it. Oh, there it goes. It's just having a first round feed issue. And it's an interesting thing because I fooled with it last year. If I put this upper on a different lower, it works. If I put this lower on a different upper, it works. It's just a strange It's a strange combination of things stacking up in a direction that these particular magazines don't like. If I put a standard Colt or OK Industries or D&H standard magazine in this configuration, it runs fine with a regular follower or with a Magpul anti-tilt follower. If I run Magpul mags in it, it runs fine. But these, for some reason, these ASC low capacity mags are very fussy in this particular setup. They're not fussy in any of my other setups. So I don't know what to make of it. Gotta drop it. Okay. Sounded like it went into battery that time. Yep. And we got 2730. So that's about a 200 foot per second drop on my reloads and about a 100 foot per second drop on the 62 grain 855s. We'll crunch the numbers at home on the computer and see what we come up with. Okay, that did not go into battery on that time. This magazine's giving me problems. All right. I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna fool with that. I'll get a different magazine. Okay, literally okay. We'll go old school with an OK mag. Standard follower. I'll just have to hold this up to clear my magazine. Hope we can still get a chrono reading. Now watch this thing make a liar out of me and not feed with this magazine. Called it. Called it. This rifle is being fussy again. I thought it was running better. Okay. I'll play its silly game. Gen 3 PMag. Sounded good, but I thought it sounded good the last time too. .2847. Do PMags increase velocity too? Nope, because it went down to 2690. I think what we're fighting now is the light. $27.80. One more if it'll run. Okay, well, that last one was 27.68. Wow, what a train wreck. Let's see, I better pick up some brass over there before I forget. All right, well, that's kind of silly. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these 7 of these rounds left. Might as well run them. Or is there 8? Okay, we might as well run these last few. Let's go ahead and run them through the PMag, see how it does. Like I said, you know, let's try something a little different. This has got a standard follower. This is a real Colt magazine with a mag pull follower. Okay. $27.67, only one off of the previous one. When the numbers are good, we'll believe them. When the numbers are not good, we'll blame the chronograph or blame the sun. $27.21. Let's I think that's plenty of data. I'll just go ahead and shoot them and see if it's going to feed. Okay, that's that. So the follower makes a difference. Standard follower in the D&H wasn't happy. The mag pull follower, it worked fine. But still, this is a mag pull follower in this. Yeah. It was only was it just the first round mostly, but not real reliable. I think that needs a little bit of adjustment. So anyway, looks like I've got some decent numbers to look at. My 26 grains of CFE 223 is not far off. Looks like I can get up to the velocity of the 855 without too much problems. Even with CFE 223, I may have to go to one of the other powders that gives a little bit more velocity with a 62 grain bullet. But it looks like I can get there with CFE 223. So there may be some follow-up from home, or this might be the end. Thanks for watching the Trainwreck video, and I'll see everybody later. Wow, LC21. This stuff is fresh. Well, I guess I shouldn't end the video without showing the target. I would guess that the HBAR shooting the various stuff grouped pretty good right about here. Like I said, I think I put some of the bullets that belong down here up on this target. But you know, the two groups with the HBAR are certainly the ones to think about. These were mostly the 855s, so Looks like that HBAR Match Sporter doesn't mind the 855 at 25 yards. These were the ones that were my 26 grains of CFE 223 in the with the Hornady 62 grain bullet. Now none of these are really locked in. I was kind of ripping them off, but you know, the M4 didn't do too bad with you know, with my ammunition either. I don't know what the Trainwreck here is with the 855. I'm pretty sure that I shot at least one of them up here on the wrong target, maybe two. Maybe when we review the target camera footage we'll see what I did wrong, but all in all, actually this was the, yeah, with my, so you know, my 62 grain CFE 223 load isn't too bad in that rifle, so we can fine tune that a little bit, get the velocity a little bit up to regulate with the sights and see how that all goes. And once again, thanks for watching.